Oke, halo semuanya, kembali lagi bersama saya Rando Triza di channel Omega YHWH. Kali ini kita akan bermain Genshin Impact lagi ya guys ya. Kali ini kita akan bermain quest Archon, Raja Tanah Merah dan 3 peziarah, penjaga desa yang hilang. Bagaimana kisah dari questnya? Langsung saja ya teman-teman ya. Kita harus ke sini. Langsung gasken ya teman-teman ya.
Take it easy. Are we there yet?
Selamat menikmati.
Yep, this is the place.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on, a wild stab in the dark. You're like lambs to the slaughter.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you
Kita
said
main
back in Aru
santai
village?
teman-teman ya.
The boys have kept a close eye on you from the
Sambil
moment you set
menikmati
foot there.
cerita, kita bermain santai.
Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Leaving Sino behind was a mistake.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia,
Bagi
I
yang
guess
baru
it's only
bergabung,
natural
selamat
for a
bergabung.
traveling
Jangan lupa
mercenary
like,
like you to
komen,
be
dan
out of the
subscribe
loop.
ya teman-teman ya.
Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you, if it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Engar, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of King Deshret despise the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Deshret is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve—
Yeah,
See?
you're not wrong.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a
Mari kita
lesson,
beri
traveler.
pelajaran.
Following orders.
Jebret.
One with the force.
Incinerate!
Impossible! How could you?
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? I'm guessing you're in, and of course you would believe everything even though you heard we went to that so-called that's what you thought. And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all. Okay, that
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aruville?
no task can be
Oh, but
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple.
Oh, you...
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how King Deshret is a superior
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our
Zaki.
trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all.
Kita
My
sambil
initial
simak
plan was to find
ceritanya
Delavar
teman-teman ya.
first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
So he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow! What a genius idea! Well, that's an expert mercenary for you.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing you were saying before, is it really true?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and how anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of
King
nice
Desert
things about the
siapa,
Lesser
guys?
Lord
King
from
Desert.
Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude.
Kalau Raka Duvata kan
Dunyarzad's just an
si
ordinary person. There's
kembarannya
no way a
Nahida.
god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened, but I see through it all.
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village. This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just hope...
Kita berlanjut lagi pada pukul 6.
Right on time. We'll know any moment now.
Been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, We pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early too.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, whoa, you look furious.
Do I?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true blood.
Perhaps I need to work on my Still,
Yes. Please, don't beat us.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
you fear death yourselves. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here to my village, and you treat my people.
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may all be desert dwellers, but there's one. The people of Aru village care little. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have.
We understand. I'll tell you everything I know, please. Just...
I'm listening.
You might... Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to
Membangkitkan
usher in
Raja
King
Desa.
Deshret's
Dengan
resurrection.
nyawa mereka
They give their
kini kami
lives,
akan
and we can
bernyata.
get anything we wish for.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection
Kebangkitan
process.
Raja Desert.
I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3.
Apakah Cino
Then
ini King
You
Desert
die
itu,
by my
teman-teman?
hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself King Deshret's envoy.
Orang itu
I
kan pakai
believe
jubah.
I may know what's going on.
Siapa orang
Uncle
sekolahnya itu,
Anpu?
teman-teman?
What do you mean?
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia. Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community. It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isaka's still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
Tangisan dari rumah sakit Eliezer.
Whoa! Where did you come?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking.
It's gonna give you an ugly nickname. Paimon's got nothing. There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time, so clearly I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere. Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up.
All Hatham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village. Bold.
Yeah,
While you were investigating. To be honest, we aren't not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important
right here.
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to.
What is that?
How do you think the residents of Aru village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the
You mean...
hiding the truth? Remember what Gand. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, the reason.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night.
Then Why would she
By getting involved with the...
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid.
on it?
Cerita yang lumayan membagongkan.
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier...
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but
What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answer. Go on. Earn her...
Is it really that simple?
may I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's before I wouldn't even have the courage to ask. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah, but even so, we have friends
I want... My apologies for posing my question. Well, the fact is that I'm... Some believe in...
Speaking of which...
Yeah, slowly, I just stopped talking to people, and then it happened.
You can tell them.
All right, I'll tell you, I actually have... Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived...
I confirmed this with the guards on but because we're in the middle of a desert, you would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old...
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Oke, kita periksa rumah sakit. Apakah akan ada pertarungan di sini?
Is this the place? It's in terrible shape. Everywhere.
Empty and forgotten.
Monster.
Can't see? I'll uproot you!
Game's up. Game's over. Busted.
Trout! Let's nip that in the bud.
These are about to get dicey. Quietly now. Gutsy.
Deal with them, super strong bandits? Or monsters telling... He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a look.
Hey, we haven't found Squad. Are you sure we aren't wasting...
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
are you reading?
Okay, sure.
Huh?
So,
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya. How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, anyway, that's Paimon's fault. Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
there it is.
Suara apa itu, teman-teman?
It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below. Something is off about the interior here. As I thought.
Wow. Well, it looks like there are...
Selesaikan mekanisme. Oke. Ini mekanisme. Malah jatuh. Oke, kita bereskan.
Gotcha. I'll uproot you.
Take it easy.
Quietly now. Here.
Really?
Let's nip that in the bud. One with the force.
Easy,
Let the show begin. Ready, steady, go!
Yang nembak.
Gotcha.
Ya ada jalan naik ya.
Take it easy. Quietly now.
Entrap! I hear everything.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey. Easy, Mom. Take it easy. Quietly now.
One with the force. Let's nip that in the bud.
Here comes the chance.
Entrap! I'll uproot you!
Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding. Busted.
Can't see? I hear everything.
Gotcha. Busted.
Apakah ini bagian dari quest? Melarikan diri dari gitu.
Take it easy.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Following orders.
Gotcha.
Take my lead.
Quiet now.
One with the force. I hear everything.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey. Busted.
That's close enough.
Oh, the jungle. I'll be.
Gotcha.
I'll uproot you.
Ada tulisan yang disensor tadi.
Take it easy.
Let's dance. Look, there's someone over there. Good idea. Let's approach him slowly.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak. Also,
Didn't expect this.
you know
He's Razak, a senior of mine at...
he's a scholar.
No. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptoms...
Huh?
Allow me to jog your... Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, now that you mention...
Correct. The academia is back. It isn't difficult to deduce their rap. First, These rumors were all the persuasion that as well as being a life for the dead, many would give everything they have, even if complications are. The notion of an
Oh, that makes a... But...
Throughout this process, first, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, an exile is still patently if you can't find
Resort?
one possible
Extract?
with the technology, perhaps
So, the human brain...
I'm the academia scribe. Anyway, judging by Rizak's, or perhaps his the look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. However, the academia is... I've spent quite...
You mean, you're not...
All scholars extracting info...
Sounds like you're really...
Of course. Whether it be academics or this matter need...
Wait!
Not to be callous, but no. There is no shortage of suffering.
Probably not. But I'm not sure.
You can say that. The divine knowledge capsule is... Though I must say, uniqueness is also an...
Wow.
I'm just a more like... He won't last long if we leave him here. We'll work out our next...
We're back.
You must be tired.
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather.
So, at one point in time, their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village.
We may have a mole. One of us could be secretly...
Huh? Are our friends...
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the...
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next word.
It is simply a logical inference.
So what you're saying... Interesting.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino is...
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Simply put, if you want to raise...
The academia?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they every so often... I remember seeing...
You're saying that But what's the point in...
The Akasha is capable of... The Akasha's out...
It predicted...
The academia...
So that's how it... Tenacity of... Sino, don't take it to heart.
They escaped.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements...
Whoa, you...
There is always...
Oh, so that is the academia... Yep, that's...
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! Wait, I want to go... I want to find...
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Feels... Where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand. Is that because you play here a lot? Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
The environment that running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way, because let's split up and...
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kind of scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
What? Grandpa, I hope you're okay. Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too? Of course it is!
Keep up. Can't see?
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never...
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Yeah? Why would you...
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? What?
Well, look who's here.
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
What's going on, Dia? Who's here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting King Deshret. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a new
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your...
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret. Whether I live by the edge of the sword...
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring King Deshret back to life.
You don't
Apa ya?
understand,
Penjaga
my
Desa
dear lady.
Dendro maksudnya.
Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if
Even if it'll expose you to the academia, Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites,
Yes, we've waited a long time for this day to come. With these scholars in our
ridiculous. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men.
They look more like pawns of the academia. Filthy traitors.
It's impossible to perhaps.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand...
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you wanted to...
Precisely. Well, that would be bad luck. However, I'd get the chance... I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against...
You were the scrot.
Not all desert dwellers, but...
You academia scum.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never
You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but...
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the academia, you need to steel yourself.
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that...
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
That's fine. We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it. Stop!
What's wrong?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's this? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in...
Sungguh drama.
Phew. I was really counting on... Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with if it came down to it.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your...
Whatever it takes? You just...
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once...
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get...
Tunggu sampai besok pagi. Oke teman-teman, sekian dulu. Kita akan lanjutkan quest ini di live berikutnya, yaitu rahasia triknya padang pasir ya teman-teman ya. Oke, terima kasih telah menonton. See you next time. Bye bye.